we are going to be building off of our predictions from the rectangular leaks. He had predicted, or at least leaked, that we're going to be getting a Build-A-Figure and a retro wave that is Avengers-centric. So today we're going to be trying to formulate our best guess as to what figures are going to be in those two waves. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host Dakota, here with my co-host Jordan, and today we are building off of our rectangular leaks, and we're going to be trying to guess what was in those Avengers waves, because his leaks so far have just been what the waves are going to kind of generally be. So we talked about the retro Iron Man wave, and then he also said that we're going to be getting a retro Avengers wave as well as an Avengers Build-A-Figure wave. So we'll try to speculate where we think some of these figures are going to go. There's no shortage of Avengers that they could do. And then even figures that they've already done, we could be getting other suits or different colors, variations of them. You know, Jordan, you know and I know, there's going to be Iron Man in this wave somewhere.
And Captain America, perhaps?
I have that in my prediction, yeah. So I had forgot about Iron Man until I started saying that, but I do think that we are going to be getting a gold version of that one that we got in the Beyond Earth's Mightiest. So we got version 1, now we'll get version 2 that's painted gold. And I'll buy it. You're still looking for that first one, right?
I am, yeah.
I have an incomplete one, but I think you probably want them complete. So keep looking.
Thank you. I will.
All right. What do you think is coming in either of these waves?
My brain went right to actually a Quicksilver.
I put that on my list too.
All right. I could see them doing, because when he was first on the team with, I believe, didn't he have his green suit? So I could see them doing a green suit, like a more retro thing, or you could do the blue suited one. Just because
could even see, I think more unfortunately, I could see them doing like a more modern version of it. Kind of that like dark blue, like half blue, half white. I don't want that one either, but I could see it happening, unfortunately.
It's possible. Yeah, so definitely I think a Quicksilver would make sense. I was kind of trying to do some thinking on like older Avengers that maybe are lesser known or not as big parts of the modern day team. I do remember the Two Gun Kid. I think that would be a kind of rando one, but kind of fun. Sort of a deep cut for the, I think he was in like the 70s or early 80s or something, but but then again, he's also a guy that has like a motorcycle, I think, so maybe that, but they probably wouldn't ever give you a motorcycle with the character like that, so.
I don't think so.
There's another one I was reading up a little bit recently about Dr. Druid, who I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was kind of like a Doctor Strange adjacent monster hunter type character that I think was a member back in the 70s or something. So I was always under the impression he was more of a villain when I saw him, which maybe he has been portrayed that way, but I guess he was technically part of the Avengers.
Yeah, I remember him being in, I think there was like an Avengers versus X-Men, like the old version of it, and he was on the team at that point. And yeah, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was Mastermind at first, and yeah, kind of a very deep cut there.
That is a deep cut. I guess my thought goes right to Dakota. Will we see a Jarvis?
Yeah.
Thoughts? Would that come in a wave, or is that going to be reserved?
I think that would be a retro card.
Right.
I think that's a retro card figure, and I think that would be a cool retro card figure. I think people would like to have that, because I don't know. I think I could see it being in a Build-A-Figure wave, because it's like how many people are really going to want the Butler, but I just think it would look so much cooler on a retro card.
I think he'd be a cool one to have on the retro card.
Are we assuming?
I think I'd have to get Jarvis.
All right, cool. I would pass on him, but I would love to see it. So I'm glad you'd be getting him.
Yeah, I think he'd be fun.
Okay.
Do we think the Wasp they revealed is going to be part of one of those?
I would think so. So getting into my Build-A-Figure prediction, and why I think Wasp would be a part of that wave is because I think that wave could be Avengers themed with the figure of Goliath as your... Because it's technically that would be Hawkeye, or at least that's the version of Goliath I would choose, would be the Hawkeye Goliath, and then, round that out. And it would make sense to put Wasp on it. She would make sense on the retro card too, but...
Not the Bill Foster Goliath.
No.
Okay.
Because I think he would need to be bigger. Because I would want, the Build-A-Figure, I don't expect to be huge, but it's going to be bigger than a normal figure, which I think is a good size for Goliath. But then I think the Bill Foster would be better, even bigger than that. Which I don't know if he would need to be quite the 12-inch scale, but probably. That's probably where I would put him at.
Okay.
So that's going to be my build. Okay. I don't know if you have any other build, as we go through, you can think of Build-A-Figure so you think it could be, but...
Okay. Yeah. I don't have any in mind right off the top of my head, but see if
along with Wasp, everybody's wanting a Yellow Jacket, and I think that's going to be coming. I think he would be in a Build-A-Figure wave, though. I don't really see a retro card for him. What I do see on a retro card is a new Captain America. It's going to be pinless, and it's going to have butterfly joints. I think Hasbro has it already. I just think they know they can make other versions of it that we're going to want to buy. And then they're going to say, oh, look at this. We finally got butterfly joints on your Captain America. Rebuy all those costumes. Same with Iron Man. I bet you they have an Iron Man that's pinless with the butterfly joints. They're getting you to get all of his armors before they give you the butterfly joints. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just think they could do it. And I think they know that those are their cash cow characters. That why would they make the best version of that character now when they can give you the pretty good versions of that character for a long time, and then you get the best version of that character to redo all those pretty good versions. So
that's sneaky.
I could see us getting a butterfly jointed Captain America in this wave. Or
you're
in one
saying
of these waves.
I think so. You're not okay.
I think probably retro card, but also we had a retro card Captain America already, so maybe not. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like people like that retro card Captain America anymore. I know he was the gold standard, but I was looking him up the other day, and he's a $10 figure now.
Makes sense. Do you think it will be more actually just Avengers, or would we get villain Avenger characters in these waves,
I would assume retro card would be heroes, and I think the Build-A-Figure wave would come with some of the villains.
Villain or two, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Who could you see as villains? Anyone in mind?
I was mostly going with heroes because there's so many of them that I think we could still get. I think, the book back here, we have never gotten a Morgan Le Fay. And she's an Avengers villain. She'd go with your Doctor Doom, go with your Doctor Strange, more of a magic kind of character. So I could see that. Swordsman started out as a villain and then became a hero.
I was thinking about Swordsman actually also.
Yeah.
I would like a Swordsman.
We kind of had him in the MCU, right?
Yeah, technically. Yeah, in Hawkeye. So I would like a Swordsman. That was one thought I had. I know he was more like villain, kind of trying to... I was actually reading about him recently where he tried to join the Avengers because of the benefits. They're like, I don't know, man, you're wanted in a lot of states. I just think he'd be funny. In his classic,
Oh, yeah, for sure. It'd have to be classic.
His mustache and his purple suit and all that would be cool. So
yeah, I'd like to get him. I think it'd be cool. I think another retro carded hero would be Star Fox.
Yes. That's a good point.
Another one in the MCU. It's Harry Styles, isn't it?
It is Harry Styles. But
see, there you go.
We haven't seen him for a couple years.
Right.
If he's still around.
But I think like, I'm surprised we haven't gotten that figure because it seems like a simple enough character. Like, it's not like crazy new tooling or anything. I think I always used my Toy Biz Archangel as my Star Fox when I was playing as a kid. Close enough. We're definitely due for another She-Hulk.
Yeah.
She could be either Fantastic Four or Avengers or just, regular She-Hulk. But she's been an Avenger, so I could see her being maybe in the Build-A-Figure wave. Just because I don't know if...
Yeah.
I don't know. The retro card seems more of like I'm thinking like West Coast Avengers or like a classic Avenger. And I don't really put her in the like classic Avengers category.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is probably down the road. I don't think it's coming in this wave, but I think we could see maybe Firestar by herself. But I could see a 2-pack of Justice and Firestar, but it would be the version of Justice that people want. Because the version that we're getting in the Void Wave is kind of like I don't know if it's like a more modern version of it or something, but it's not really the like I read Justice when he was like George Perez kind of Avengers, and
right.
That's how I would get him if I was he's not really a character I would need that bad, but he would go with because he is one of the characters that like becomes an Avenger from My Hero's Return.
So there you go.
Might have to get him, but we'll see.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's necessarily Avengers, maybe Avengers adjacent, but a Marvel, Captain Marvel. I don't know when he would come down, if he would, because obviously he interacted a lot with the Avengers. I don't know if he was technically part of the team, but I would like to see a new version of him because I don't remember which wave he was in.
The Abomination?
Yeah, it's not very good. I think if you put him on a cool, updated body,
put him on the Vulcan body, and I think it'd be perfect.
I think that
because I got that one, and I got it, and I was like, "Is this Toy Biz?"
I know, it was bad. It's not good.
I was very surprised by that. So, yeah, he's definitely due for another one. And in that same vein, we still need another Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Give me that black and gold Carol Danvers. I mean, you could even do like the red version, kind of like the long red sleeves.
Right.
I think a lot more people would want the gold and black. Was that kind of going back to our talk of exclusive figures? Was that at I don't think that was a convention. I think it was a Toys R Us exclusive.
Toys R Us one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I need her to round out my Mighty Avengers. I mean, I still probably need a couple others from that team, but she'd probably be the most expensive one to track down. Stingray. I think I've seen a lot of people asking for him, and like kind of when people do their like most wanted lists. I don't think he's in this like when all the Avengers get together, but just as like a background character. I've never read anything where he's like front and center. I think he also started out maybe as a villain or something too. Maybe not.
Stingray.
But I mean, I think that would be a pretty. The unfortunate part about that is I would probably expect them to use those like paper banshee wings.
Oh man, I hate those.
But it would have to be reworked because those are too like flimsy, and he would need them to be like fully attached.
I don't even know how you would sculpt that, really.
Maybe it would have to be like ported in, kind of like the Falcon wings, and just kind of like do a port on the arms, the side, and the legs. Be very statuesque but I don't know. I think people would still want it. Yeah, I think that actually rounds out all the ones that I had listed beforehand. Avengers villains, I don't know if Baron Mordo would count as an Avengers villain, but I do need him. And I don't know any other Build-A-Figures necessarily that I think
would make sense.
I mean, because I know Rick Jones is an Avenger.
It's true. I could see people wanting a Rick Jones, actually.
Yeah.
Or that could play into my desire for a Captain Marvel, because remember Rick Jones, he became like bound with Captain Marvel. He kind of did like a Shazam thing for a while.
Oh, I did not know that.
He would be Rick Jones, and then if he like hit the bands together, he would trade spaces with Marvel, and they would go back and forth. So,
is that what they're doing with the Marvels?
What do you mean?
is like the
I mean,
Marvels movie.
I think that's derived probably from that a little
Oh.
bit. The idea of like the bands are like somehow linked with their powers and stuff. So
Okay.
maybe.
Interesting. I did not know that, but that makes the Marvels make a little bit more sense. Okay. Did you think of any Build-A-Figures that you think, I mean, if you did do a Rick Jones, maybe your Build-A-Figure is going to be like the Professor X hover chair, because he's got one of those for a while.
Right.
I don't know why he ends up in a wheelchair, but he does.
Yeah.
And he steals it from Captain America, or from Professor X, apparently. If you know why that is, let me know. I don't want to look it up, so comment
Rick
why.
Jones, dude, he's a tricky guy.
And he ends up becoming A-Bomb, right? Yeah.
Yes. Spoiler alert, dude.
I don't even know if he's alive anymore. That's me being like, oh, my current comics that I'm reading, that's like
from 2007.
2007, yeah. So I still.
What about like an Adam Warlock?
Yeah,
I think that's
classic
too
Adam
cosmic.
Warlock.
I mean, he was pretty big in like Infinity Gauntlet and stuff. I don't know if we get away with that, but I might just be trying to shoehorn in characters that I want into. Like, I'm at the Hasbro meeting, like Avengers. I'm like Adam Warlock, Marvel. Like, wait a minute.
He's on the same panel in this one book.
It works. Yeah. I guess I'm more just leaning towards wanting newer figures rather than, like you said,
right?
Like Iron Man, Captain America. You know,
mm-hmm.
I hope they don't do a ton of that. I understand they'll probably have to do some.
I guess we did get the leak from Displaying Model Behaviors of that Heroes Reborn Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's supposed to be getting an update, and that could fit into maybe that takes care of what we think is going to be an Iron Man. But then that means I don't get my gold Iron Man yet. But that does seem a little too fast of a turnaround to just do a repaint that quickly. But I feel like this one is one that people all expect and want, though. Like, I think they all want that gold Iron Man to go with the silver one. So maybe I don't know, maybe it would make more sense to make it a quick turnaround, but I could see them in their plannings of like, oh yeah, we don't want to put out a repaint yet. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And then, I don't know. There's not really a ton of villains that I'm like, got to make sure I get, because we've got Ultron. I feel like he's like kind of a big one. Mm-hmm. Kang, they just re-released from the Joe Fixit wave not too long ago, like last year. So I don't think that we'd get another Kang, especially if we're not even sure if Kang is sticking around the MCU.
I was going to say, if they wanted to do it, they'd go in with Kang variants, right? Like a Mortis, Ramatut. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I think if Kang was better received in the MCU.
Yeah.
The Masters of Evil?
I was trying to think who we haven't gotten from that, but
maybe that's where your Red Ghost would fit in. Is he Avengers? He's not really an Avengers bad guy, though.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's more like Hulk, Fantastic Four.
I already got him not long ago.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you'd get like kind of the more
modern Zemo.
Like I was thinking like the Toy Biz Zemo.
Oh,
with like the more
yeah, you're right.
Instead
like
of the full-on mask. Mm-hmm. I think I would. I don't know. I feel like I would kind of prefer that look over what we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The one we have is still pretty good.
Yeah. It's just tough to narrow down because like so many people have been associated with being an Avenger. You know, it's like.
I mean, you could make like Rogue and Havoc as Avenger because.
Well, yeah, we didn't even talk about if it's not the retro wave, like the more modern, like where you had those like Uncanny Avengers and all that kind of stuff, or.
Again, getting into like those modern comics that are 10 years old.
Is that what I said? I say modern.
Yeah. Which, I mean, technically, I think that would still count as like modern comics. That's.
Well, but then you could have like, I don't know, at that point, like, yeah, if we're saying that, like the Jason Aaron, like Thor that's got like a gold arm or something, you know, like, I don't know. I don't think they've done him yet. He was kind of around
we are supposed to be getting a redo of the Herald Thor. So maybe that'll be the blue look.
Really?
Yeah, that was in the Displaying Model Behaviors leak, I think.
Why would they redo Harold 4?
Well, I'm thinking, I haven't read those comics yet, but in Fortnite, you can like spin his hammer and then he like turns like blue, kind of like a cosmic-y powered up look.
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking we would get from that. I kind of want that. I probably wouldn't buy it at full price because if the regular one didn't even sell for $15, I'll probably hold off for a sale, but
yeah,
still, I get him. Yeah, I don't know, because like there are some other like cosmic figures but I think they're too like Guardians of the Galaxy adjacent, not necessarily Avengers, even though I would assume that they would
like a mantis or something, like a comic mantis.
I want that those what was it, the Black Vortex figures or characters I was showing you, like Gamora. I think she looks pretty cool when she's all Black Vortex powered up cosmic. That's pretty good. I think because Angel's also, I think that was, I still have to keep reading, but I think he gets the Black Vortex, and some of them like choose to keep this like cosmic power, and he does. But then Secret Wars happens, and then it kind of shifts everything. So I don't know. I'm confused on what happens in that jump, because there's like the all new X-Men, they get the Black Vortex stuff. Right. Secret Wars happens, and then it starts over or starts similarly, differently. I don't know. He still has like energy wings and not feather wings. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do some. If you guys can help me bridge the gap, what happens between Secret Wars? Is it a hard reset? Because I read Secret Wars. Wasn't a big fan, honestly. I don't know if you liked that one, Jordan. I didn't like it.
I loved it. Freaking loved it, dude.
I want to read more of the Battle World stuff. Because it's,
you didn't like Secret Wars?
It was, I don't know. I feel like I have to go back and reread it, but it was one of the first-ish ones I read on the app when we got it. Because I know you were like, oh, this is like a big deal, and like they're going to build up to it in the MCU. And I was like, okay, I'll read it.
You're like, I hope that's not where we're going.
All it is it just seems like, oh, the planets collide, Doctor Doom takes over. He cries about Mr. Fantastic, and Mr. Fantastic beats him in the end. And it's just like, I don't know. That's a very abbreviated version, but it feels like I read 8 issues to just get that.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Clearly, I must have missed something there, but it's just like, oh yeah, we got a Molecule Man in the basement, and Doctor Strange is my bitch. So I didn't think it was that
not
good.
Not for you. So
I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. I think unless you got something else to throw in at the end here, Jordan.
No.
I think that's a pretty substantial list. I think we'll be lucky if we get 3 of those. They're probably going to hit us out of left field with I don't know, something we just really don't have any interest in. Like here's another Circe. So we got the red one that just came with Black Knight. Here's the green
another
version
Black
of
Knight.
it. I would actually love another Black Knight. Like, give me the like old
not
Toy
with
Biz,
exploding
not Toy
legs.
Biz, the old Hasbro one that they did.
Well,
give me that
armored.
armor, just remade. Because even if that newer Black Knight, not the newest one that we just got, the like 3-headed one that came in. What wave was that even in? I don't even know.
Oh yeah,
it was older.
Yeah.
Anyway, that Black Knight, I still don't even like love that look. I really like the original Hasbro look. So give me an update on that one. I'll be a happy camper. But let us know, what do you guys think? What's going to end up on the retro card? What's the Build-A-Figure going to be? We always forget stuff, so what did I miss in Secret Wars? I think that's another big question. Maybe a little bit longer of a comment.
Or do you like Secret Wars?
Or just direct me to a Google link if you have that. That might be easier to explain. Another YouTube video. I like watching videos. I don't like to read about it much. Help me understand what's going on with my all-new X-Men, because I started reading issue 1 of the second story. I don't get it. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. T-shirts are 50% off. Until next time, stay strong.
Was it just too talky?
I guess.
There was a lot of talking in that comic.
But it seemed like there was so much talking, but it was like, I feel like I need like like an explanation issue of like what actually changed, and because it seemed like they were like, oh, everything's like this, and then boop, and now we're starting this other stuff. But it's not like we're like starting from scratch like a New 52 style. It's like we're just gonna like continue the same stories that we were starting before,
back to normal.
But like it's like back to normal, but like some things are different. But what's different? What happened? What changed? Because like, does he still have black? I don't know, maybe I just need to read farther into it, and they'll be like, oh yes, I still have the black vortex powers. I'm still power cos. But that seems like, I remember reading this a while ago, and it's like, Angel doesn't have the power cosmic. He's just got some glowing wings. And that doesn't seem like if he gets the power cosmic and all he gets is some glowing wings, he got ripped off.